Welcome to 99th Monkey Liberty News for Tuesday, July 29th, 2014. I am beginning today with an article from Paul Craig Roberts, War is Coming. And this is kind of a pessimistic point of view, but there's a lot of tremendous information here. And really illustrates some of the problems with the West and the approach of the West. And this is another article that kind of highlights that. From Washington's blog, all of the countries which the U.S. regime changed, and that's in quotations, Iraq, Afghanistan, and Libya, have descended into brutal chaos. And, of course, there are facts here to back that up. And as a contrast, I want to mention this information from Neil Keenan. And I shared last week some videos that he had made. This is Neil Keenan Update, the Last Line of Defense. And he is stating in this video and article that the cabal is very nearly defeated. And I am hoping that this is true. And I am actually presenting the idea that I think it's entirely within the realm of possibility and maybe likely that it is true. And as a reminder, I wanted to share this video, which I've mentioned in the past, the tiny dot. And this video shows the, this tiny dot is, I think, Congress, and this is the rest of us. And I want to give perspective to the very, very small amount of people who are trying to run the world and trying to dominate and control the rest of us. It's just not something that can be sustained indefinitely. And particularly when you factor in the evil that's done by these people and God's constant push for justice. And sometimes there's reaping and sowing, we get the government we deserve. But long term, when people begin to cry out about tyranny and injustice, God hears from heaven, and things do change. And it's just, again, it's not possible for this amount of people to continue indefinitely to control this amount of people. And as we become more aware of what's going on and how we have been dominated, manipulated, and controlled, we will break free. And I know that's a little difficult to believe sometimes, but as a reminder, I wanted to think of, that there are times in life, and we've all experienced them, where for good or for ill, something changes very suddenly. And one thing that we can all relate to is pregnancy. Even if we've never had a child, we've all been a child. And, you go through this process where for 9 months you carry a child, and at times, if you've ever been pregnant, you know that that time feels like it might go on forever. But you know that it won't, and indeed it does not, and the child is growing and eventually is born. And that is an example of a suddenly. And I just, in light of the Neil Keenan information, the tiny dot, the tyranny under which we all are suffering will come to an end. Just as a pregnancy comes to an end, it will come to an end. And I think today I want to emphasize that and really offer that encouragement. And I happen to believe that there is a way for the tyranny to come to an end without destruction everywhere. And it's certainly my hope and my prayer that will happen, and that will happen rather soon. And there comes a time when that baby is born. It's just time, and it happens. And again, there are a lot of other suddenlies in life, and one that is coming to mind is when the children of Israel left Egypt. There came a set period in time when that happened, when they were released from the tyranny under which they were laboring. So yeah, there is labor, and when a child is delivered, there's labor, there's struggle to find release, and I don't think that we'll be able to sidestep the struggle. We've already been in a struggle, we've already been laboring, but I do believe that labor is going to come to fruition. Thank you for tuning in for today's 99th Monkey Liberty News. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Hoping that you will love one another, take care, and enforce the Bill of Rights.